If yeah. So Gertrude is Gertrude Amoah. She's a lecturer at UPSA Law School. Ifya Mponsa also is a lecturer at UPSA Law School. And UPSA, our friends, are here to tell us about a big conference that they've got planned. It's the UPSA AB and David Africa Legal Conference and Mentorship Fair. Conference and fair. I do love a fair. Yeah. So it's good to see you both. Thanks again
Good to
for
see
making
you.
the
Good
time.
to see you.
All right, so we're going to learn all about this, but first, let me ask you, Kojo fans?
Oh
Either
yeah,
of you?
absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Kojo fans.
What's your favorite Kojo song?
Oh, can we pick one?
Yeah, of course.
A
I'll
free
allow
matter
you
for
one
me.
each.
A free matter for me.
Is it possible to pick one?
Well, that's a good question, yeah. But if you had to get get your fix, your Kojo fix immediately, what would be your go-to song?
I can't pick one. I honestly
You-
can't. I just have like a long playlist, and I just go through it, and it helps me through my day. So
Yeah.
it's a,
One Kojo is never enough.
yeah,
All right,
that's
but
true.
we'll play you something nice before you leave.
Please do.
We
Thank
promise.
you.
Let's get back to the matter.
Okay.
Okay, so UPSA, AB and David Africa Legal Conference and Mentorship Fair. Why though? Why is UPSA motivated to do this?
Okay, so we've noticed that we want to sort of bring together the different members of the legal fraternity. So you have academia, you have the bench, that's the judiciary, and then you have the bar, the lawyers, and then you have students as well. And we noticed that there's sort of like a lack of information or sort of a gel between these different bodies. So UPSA Law School and ABA and David Africa decided that why don't we bring everybody together on one platform where we will encourage them to interact, to talk with each other, to learn from each other, and to help one another so that the legal fraternity can grow and improve. So we thought it was a good idea to bring together these members and, see where we can go with it.
It
Yes.
sounds like a good idea. So what would it be like? How would it happen? What should participants look out for?
Right. It is actually a good idea, like you have said, Kojo. Now, three main things. The UPSA Law School and AB and David Africa, which, like we are all aware, is a leading law firm in Africa, has put together this event for the reason that Ifya just gave. But three main things to be expected by participants at the law fair. First of all, critical engagements on core issues affecting the legal practice currently, particularly in times of a pandemic, which we find ourselves in. And this is actually reflected in the theme for the conference, which is legal practice in a modern and uncertain era. So there'll be a number of engagements on issues that are, pertinent in the legal practice currently. Secondly, mentorship. Mentorship, which is actually a very key aspect of the fair that we'll be having. We have noticed that for many of our young law students, particularly professional law students, there's an absence of legal figures or personalities that mentor them through their journey. So one of the key things that the fair will be providing for participants, and particularly to our professional law students, will be an opportunity to be mentored by those who have already made it in the legal profession and are making impact through their practice. And then finally, exhibition. So the exciting thing about this conference is that it's not just a conference, it's also a law fair. So we'll have a number of so many of the leading law firms we have in Ghana currently converging at the UPSA auditorium tomorrow and telling members of the legal the legal profession the kind of services that they offer. So three main things: interaction, mentorship, and then exhibition of services that are offered by leading law firms across the country.
So who are you targeting with this? If I'm walking around the fair, what kind of people will I be bumping into?
Well, you will be meeting members of the judiciary. You will also be meeting law lecturers, law students, both undergraduates and the professional law school, and also members of the bar, so lawyers and people who work within the legal profession. They are the ones we are stretching a hand out to and inviting to be part of it. So we are just going to interact with them and learn from one another and see how we can progress the legal profession.
Yeah. Wow. Sounds exciting. All right. If you just joined us, I'm talking to Gertrude Amoah and Ifya Mponsa, and they're both lecturers at UPSA Law School, and they're here to tell us all about the AB and David Africa Legal Conference and Mentorship Fair, which is coming up. So there will be discussions, right? Panel discussions.
Absolutely. There will be quite a number of panel discussions, yeah.
What will we be discussing?
Yeah, so there are quite a number of themes for these panel discussions that we'll be having. So there will be a panel discussion on legal practice in times of a pandemic. There will also be a discussion concerning the mentorship and training of young lawyers. We would also have experts discussing the issue of legal services and the shrinking legal markets in Ghana. And then also the one that I find very interesting, CI 47, which is the High Court Civil Procedure Rules. All lawyers and law students are familiar with the rules of court. CI 47, congested courts and sustainable legal practice. So these are some of the thematic areas that the experts that UPSA Law School and AB and David has put together will be discussing at the conference tomorrow and then and on Friday as well.
Is that a big problem, congested courts?
It is. It is a huge problem because when you look at the CI 47, one of the things that it sought to do was to see how best it could decongest the courts through certain innovations in the courts, particularly at the high courts and the circuit courts.
Right.
But you realize that maybe to some extent this goal has not really been achieved. So we want to see how best to decongest the courts through some, rather very innovative ideas, and how to also engage in sustainable legal practice. Sustainability is the go-to currently in all aspects of our lives. We are looking at how to have sustainable lives, and this is one of the things that we'll be discussing at the panel discussions on Thursday and Friday.
It's wonderful. I'm interested in this, so forgive the digression.
That's fine.
Do you think the Attorney General's new proposed bill might in some way help with this? The plea bargain bill?
Absolutely, especially in the criminal justice system. If we have some of these innovations, a plea bargain, clearly these are things that will help in decongesting the prisons. If there's a possibility of that being done, of course, obviously this will go a long way to decongest our prisons. Yes.
Okay, well, let's see how that unfolds.
Absolutely.
All right then. So, look, what's the goal? What are you hoping to achieve? What would you call success by the end of this?
Well, we're hoping that we can bridge the gap between legal education and legal practice. We want to ease the transition, especially for the professional law students, to move from Makola to practice. So we are bridging that gap. We also want to help with some mentorship and some interaction, and also hopefully we can come up with some policies that will help the legal profession, things that we can implement, because that's what we want to achieve as well, not just mentoring young people, but we also want to see how far the legal, or how wide or how high can grow. So we're trying and hoping that through this fair and legal conference, some ideas will bounce some ideas off each other, some innovative ideas will come up, and then we can implement them and make them into policy. That will affect the Ghanaian legal sphere.
I certainly hope you're able to achieve that.
Yes, we're hoping so as well.
All right, so the vital statistics then, date, time, venue, all of that business.
Right, so the conference is coming off tomorrow, 25th of November, as well as on Friday. It's a 2-day event, so you can just imagine what that would be like. So tomorrow, and then on Friday, and the venue is the University of Professional Studies Accra campus. It's happening at the west wing of our plush, new, beautiful auditorium. So if you haven't been to the UPSA auditorium yet, that is the place to be tomorrow and then on Friday. But for more details, you can visit the website of the UPSA Law School or even UPSA itself. We also have a very active presence on social media, so you can follow our pages on Facebook, on Instagram, LinkedIn for
and
more
Twitter.
Details about, and Twitter, about the event. So you can just walk into the UPSA Law School any moment from now to get more details about the program. Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Listen, if you just tuned in, it all kicks off tomorrow. It's the UPSA AB and David Africa Legal Conference and Mentorship Fair. All right, it's specifically designed for all of those who operate in the legal fraternity, if you will. So come along and meet people. Who knows? You might actually end up being a mentor or mentee. Change your life or somebody else's.
Yes.
We've been learning all about it from Gertrude Amoah and Ifya Amponsa Mensah. They're both lecturers at UPSA Law School, and I'm assuming lawyers.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so final words. What do you want to leave us with?
Well, This is important. This is important to the legal fraternity. And UPSA Law School and ABN David Africa have decided that, you know what, we're going to take the initiative and make this a sustainable thing. We want to continue to be supportive of the legal fraternity and sort of help to bridge that gap, bring all of us together to push our profession forward. I mean, we want to be innovative, we want to be different, we want to be present so that people will know about the legal profession. And that's what we're trying to do. And we hope that when you attend the legal conference and the fair today, tomorrow and on Friday, you will get to know more about the legal profession. Yes.
Right. Yeah, so Kojo, for me, I mean, Ifya has said it all, but if you notice, a major feature of contemporary legal systems nowadays is constant interaction between the bar, the bench, academics, and professional students. And this is the kind of thing that we are looking forward to bringing to Ghanaians. We want to create that constant and sustainable interaction between these three facets of the legal profession. So I want to encourage everyone who is a member of the legal community, lawyers, judges, legal academics, are professional law students, those from the Ghana School of Law, those from all law faculties across the country. Please be present at the UPSA auditorium tomorrow for this event, and you wouldn't regret it. And Kojo, maybe on a final note, still in the spirit of Kojo Enfi, whose birthday is today, it also happens to be the birthday of our head of department for public law. She's Dr. Francisca Pusia-Pia, a very wonderful woman by all standards.
Yes.
So from all of us at the UPSA Law School, and I believe from Joy FM as well, the multimedia group. Dr. Franca, we wish you a very happy birthday, and we love you so much.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Well, listen, this has been fun.
Yeah, great.
Gertrude Amoah is the voice you just heard. Before that, you heard Ifya Mensah, both lecturers at UPSA Law School, and cordially inviting you to the Legal Conference and Mentorship Fair, which they're doing alongside AB and David Africa. Of course, DJ Ubete has a little special something for you both as you leave.
Great.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yes, I'm sure, like me, he hopes you will come back soon.
Definitely. We hope to see you guys soon.
And strict lawyers in life.
So-
Time.